This is a string of lights that one of my old managers gave me after he built a couple houses. And it's just like I think he said it was from Costco. And I got a whole big box of 60-watt equivalent LED lamps. And the nice thing is they're like, when you step on them, they don't break because they're plastic. They just kind of fold in on themselves. But it's made for really good workplace lighting. I mean, it's really bright in here. I only have this one string. It doesn't take any power to run. It actually gets a lot brighter when you hang it, so I think it's important to have it from the ceiling. The other thing I have going is those high bay lights that are like 180 watts a piece, but they're like 20,000 lumens. And I should probably hang those too, because I bet it'll get a lot brighter in here when those are up in the air. But it requires getting up on a ladder and screwing into that. So we'll see. I've been having a big problem with getting enough power in here. Right now I've got my temporary pole is all the way at the back of my yard, and so it's like 200 feet away, and so I have to chain 2 extension cords together, 200-foot extension cords together to just get to the house. And then I got a splitter there, and I split out of that, and I've got a bunch of extension cords all over the place to power my chop saw or power my heater. It needs electricity continuously for the fan. And I keep blowing that 20 amp circuit, because if I try to run the vacuum and the miter saw at the same time, or I try to run the air compressor, and normally what I'd probably do is get a piece of like SO cord, or like even like NM, like 8 gauge NM, and wire up something jank to get 40 amp, 30 amp service into the house. But yeah, right now I'm running off 20 amp extension cord, and that's just not enough. I think what you normally do is you'd install your meter base, and you'd install your transfer switch, and then you'd wire something big to the transfer switch outside, and then wire into the load panel and start putting in some outlets so you have the power split out. But with COVID right now, like I cannot get a meter base. Like you go to Menards and the aisle is always empty, and I've had to like work out a deal with a local contractor friend who's got like several on order to grab one of his, and of course pay him for it, but like I personally cannot get a hold of one because Menards is completely out, Home Depot is completely out, so they're hard to get. And transfer switches are the same way. Like Generac is not shipping new generators until like March, and you can't get the transfer switch early. So with no transfer switch, I can't run that 4-aught cable from my meter base to my load panel, and so like I can't even get started because I just can't get the parts. So I've been on Reddit, and I've been seeing some of the other home builder, DIY home builds going, and they seem to be having a lot bigger issues than I am. I mean, everything's kind of going smooth. And I think some of that comes down to just being a little more flexible. Like with the garage doors, you can either, fight for the garage door you want and wait till May. Right now it's like January 2nd or 3rd. Or, that's 6 months for a garage door. Or you can just downgrade and get regular garage doors, and they're not as pretty, but garage doors in my house, it's a big improvement. I got them today, last week, and got them installed.
So this is the board we had everybody sign at our wedding. We're gonna put it as one of the top plates in the bedrooms here, so that we can use the full length of the board.